guys, welcome back to the channel here at Matt Tuttle Fishing. Really excited. Everybody's tuning in to the channel. While you're tuning in, make sure you hit the like and the subscribe button here at Matt Tuttle Fishing, and that way when we're uploading new videos, you'll get notified and you'll keep seeing our tackle tips that we're putting out there to hopefully help you put more fish in your boat or in your bucket. Today's tackle tip, I want to talk about what we do here locally in Northwest Ohio, in the northern part of the country here, is we use a fixed cork and jig or an ice float, and I want to show you that. We're using a 1/2 inch ice float, they call it, or I call it a cork or a bobber, but it's a strike indicator. So this is fixed on my line, and how we fix it is with a toothpick. And a lot of folks take that toothpick, and so your line's gone through the cork here, and you take the toothpick and you stick it in there, and that holds the cork on the line so it doesn't move up and down. So once you're moving your depths up and trying to find where the crappies are at, once you find that depth, you can keep it fixed there and keep catching those crappies cast after cast after cast. Now, if you notice, I put the toothpick in the top here just for the video reason. How I actually rig my cork on my line is I take this toothpick and I actually come from the bottom and I stick the toothpick in the bottom of the cork or strike indicator or float, whatever you want to call it. And then I take a pair of scissors and I cut the toothpick where I leave about 1/8 of an inch out of the bottom of the cork. And what this does is when it's in the water, it sits more naturally in the water. And so we're jigging it, so we're moving the rod like this, and that's causing the jig, or that causing the cork to move like this. So when you have the toothpick on top and you have the line through there and you jig it with your rod, your cork goes like this. It's so much more pronounced. And so if there's a light bite, if that crappie is biting real super light and your whole cork is flipping over, you could be missing a bite while it's rigged like that. So make sure you take that toothpick, come from the bottom, just like that, and then cut that toothpick off to where there's maybe just about 1/8 inch coming out of the bottom so you can still grab a hold of it to make adjustments up and down your line. So while we're talking about corks, I want to talk about one more technique that I do with this cork. And as you can see, it's bright orange. And what I like, there's different colors. There's yellow chartreuse corks, there's orange corks, there's red corks, and then there's even white before they paint them. But I like an orange cork because a lot of times our tournaments will start and it's just about where you can't still see because it's still kind of dark. And so I like this orange, and then as it gets real bright, if it's a real bright sunny day or if it's a real cloudy day, you can see this orange any time of the day. So that's why I stick with the orange cork. Now, while we're talking about the orange cork, it's bright. And if you're fishing in clear water or shallow water conditions, I want to show you something. So in our home lakes, our big female crappies, when they go to spawn, they get up into real shallow water. And when I say shallow, sometimes I pull the trolling motor up, raise the motor all the way up, and then I use a push pole and I push into the real shallow water. I may be in 1.5 to 2 foot of water, at sometimes less than that. But I'm still using a cork because I'm pitching back even further. And if I'm using a 10-foot rod or 12-foot rod, I'm still pitching further back, and so I can't hold that depth right. So I'm still using this cork. However, in that real shallow water, sometimes it's real clean and clear, I got to mask my cork because when that cork hits in the water, that fish will see that cork and see that splash and it'll get spooked. So what I've done is I've taken the same cork and I have painted with a Sharpie black on the bottom side of that cork. So I can still see the top, as you can see here, still orange, but what's in the water is black, and those crappies can't see it. And so I have camouflaged this cork. And when I'm saying I'm fishing shallow, I may only have that jig right here. I may be fishing just less than a foot or right at a foot deep. And so that crappie sees that cork, he may shy away. And then in a tournament fishing, I can't afford for that to happen. Or if you're just fun fishing, it's hard to take fish home that don't bite. So I take and I use a Sharpie marker. Now, if you want to get real technical, I get a laundry Sharpie. And a laundry Sharpie is waterproof. And I paint the bottom of my cork to make a camouflage to trick those fish into biting and hopefully making me money or even putting fish in my freezer. Hopefully this tip helped you, help you put more fish in your boat or in your bucket. Make sure if you like the content here, you hit the like or subscribe button. Thanks so much. We'll see you next time.